Audience and Purpose, Act 5, Scene 1, Line 5 to 10. Romeo, if I may trust a flattering truth of sleep, may my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's lord sit lightly in his throne, and all day an accustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives me a dead man leaves to think, and breath such life with Isin in my lips, that revived and was an emperor on me, how sweet love's itself. Possessed when love's shadows are so rich in joy. The audience and purpose of this quote is to show the audience on how Romeo feels about the situation that causes him to be emotionally dismantled. It shows the purpose of this quote. For my second piece of evidence, Act 5, Scene 1, line 70-75, Romeo, art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fierce to die? Famine is in thy cheeks, need and oppression starveth in thine eyes. Contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is thy, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Then be not break, and take this, holds out money. The audience purpose of this quote is to entertain a problem that happens in modern society right now. It brings a purpose to how lower class people suffer from starvation, being homeless, which can bring a connection towards the audience to show how important it is to give back, and also to show the world how the world works and how it can affect your life depending on your choices. For my synthesis and plot, Act 1, Scene 1, line 50-56, Samson, draw FUB men. Gregory, remember the washing blow they fight. Benvolio, draw his sword. Part fools, put up your swords. You know what you do. The quotes showcase the exposition because it shows when everything started. Act 2, Scene 2, line 30-35, Romeo, he dressed his scars and never fell a wound. Juliet pierced the window above. The rousing action is Act 2 of Romeo and Juliet, which includes the balcony scene and the nurse's conversation with Romeo. Act 5, Scene 3, line 55-60, Romeo, though despot ma, though womb of death. Gore with dearest morsel of the earth, that thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and despite I'll cram thee with more food. The climax in this quote in Act 5, Scene 3, when Romeo is arguing with Paris. 4. Romeo, a dateless bargain to engrossing death, kisses Juliet, takes out the poison, come bitter conduct, come a savory guy. The following actions will Romeo share his last words to Juliet before he kills himself. For my fifth piece of evidence, Prince, a glooming peace this morning which it brings, a sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk be sad thing. Some shall be pardoned, some punished. For never was a story of more woe than of Juliet and her Romeo. This quote explains the story with a conclusion by discussing the toilsome tragedy of Juliet and Romeo becoming a tragic hero which leaves their life with a tragic ending. And for my annotated bibliography, in Romeo and Juliet tells the story of two star-crossed lovers who develop a mutual connection towards each other throughout the story. Throughout the story, they dealt with lots of conflicts because how their families were enemies, which brings a lot of quarrel between people. And with Romeo and Juliet still dealing with the fight to still be together, lots of people try to get in the way with it, and some people end up showing pure hatred towards Romeo and Juliet, which causes Romeo to end up killing two people in the story, and in the end, Juliet ends up taking their life, which causes Romeo to take his life, which leads Romeo and Juliet to tragic heroes. That's the end. Bye.